If Trump's DNA was in you, you wouldn't be here. If Andrew Carnegie's DNA, you wouldn't fucking be here. You got loser fucking DNA. And I'm trying to give you a fucking template to fight off that loser. Goddamn, like the devil's gonna make me do it. Gotta fight that loser off. But it's in your Aussie brain. You ask the same fucking questions. You're an insecure old man. It's that simple. God damn it. How many fucking times do I have to tell you? You can't help yourself. You ought to go home, mother. Boom, boom. Kill your fucking parents, metaphorically speaking, of course. They fucked you up. I'm giving you a way to unfuck yourself. If I make a mistake, I'll pay up like a fucking man. So I made a mistake. But that's not how you think. I made 3 mistakes in 49 years and 6 months. 3. I've done it 5,000 times. And big hitters, take your 1/12, and you know where you can pound it? Where the sun doesn't shine on her. But kids are doing it all around. They are. But other than that, what's the takeaway?
My question is, why did they so much want to change the model you're giving us? Because I've seen almost everyone we've seen, they don't just do very simply what you say when it comes to giving this equity.
Because they've never had anything in their life, and they don't want to. Even though Dan's not right 99% of the time, the 1%, it's like the lightning with Lee Trevino. You know, and you think you're going to be able to get away with not giving away it just doesn't work. It won't work. I'm just telling you. If there was a better way, I would have figured it out by now after 7,000 or 8,000 transactions. But where they vary the most is with giving away the equity. They follow, the steps. But whether your board's going to stay with you or not, that's a horse of a different color. And she's not young, she's inexperienced, maybe not in her field, but they make the error because they pick the wrong people. Again, even though she says the right words, you're going to pick people that are like you. As God made green apples, I will guarantee, that's the fourth guarantee in the seminar, because it's in your DNA. It's not because you're a bad person, not because you're stupid, it's not because you're not listening. Because it's in your motherfucking DNA. If Trump's DNA was in you, you wouldn't be here. If Andrew Carnegie's DNA, you wouldn't fucking be here. You got loser fucking DNA. And I'm trying to give you a fucking template to fight off that loser. Goddamn, like the devil's gonna make me do it. Gotta fight that loser off. But it's in your Aussie brain. You ask the same fucking questions. You're an insecure old man. It's that simple. God damn it. How many fucking times do I have to tell you? You can't help yourself. You ought to go home, mother. Boom, boom. Kill your fucking parents, metaphorically speaking, of course. They fucked you up. I'm giving you a way to unfuck yourself. And you ask stupid questions of these people. God damn it. I'm embarrassed that we wasted our fucking time. You don't ask the right questions. Next, I'm not going to let you ask any questions. Next, I'm going to ask the fucking questions. Because your questions are based on your insecurities. And no matter what the answer is, you ask the same question again. Am I the only one that's hearing this? Jesus Christ. As Josh Kim said, 95% of the things I worried about for 3 years never even happened. Holy shit. 95. Well, maybe the 5 is going to affect me. Maybe that lightning bolt's going to hit me like Lee Trevino 5 times. Don't go out. Lee's not out today if he's here. I guarantee it. If he was playing Carnoustie, he came off the course. And the reason why, the question is because of the loser DNA. They can't help themselves. Just because you came here and spent 20 grand, doesn't mean that you really think you ought to be successful. And I mean, some of the guys, hopefully not this class, some of you guys find ways to fuck it up like, God damn, Sally, did you see that? Fuck, that's a new way to fuck it up. And I would have thought I saw all the ways by now. But I mean, these fucking Google fucks, I mean, they figure out new ways to fuck it up. And we talk about cash flow lending every minute of the day here, don't we? Yet she says she didn't hear that. Well, that's horse shit. And she's one of the better ones. So if she didn't hear it, and she's one of the better ones, remember, motivated seller, cash flow's got to cover debt service, cash flow. But she's a hardworking bitch. There's no question about that. She's a hardworking bitch. Shuffling 6 kids and this and that and working around, and the reason why the women bankers are being more creative, because jealousies aside, women would rather see women succeed. Jealousies aside. Whereas guys don't necessarily want guys to succeed. Because then why am I here? So it doesn't surprise me that some of the gal bankers are being helpful. But when women get it, they get it right, and it is marginally easier for women. Sex aside, I don't mean it that way, but it is. Because guys have been taught to be polite. to women. I wasn't taught that, but I mean polite to women. And if the women do it professionally and they handle it right, they can make the system better for themselves. They just can. The system, what other than, she's pretty squared away. What else are some of the takeaways, if any, from, and she left the 29th. I didn't realize she left the same day that the other guy that talked to us, 29th, okay.
I don't think she offered them enough. As far as her board members.
Well, I know she didn't, but that's opinion.
And then she stacked them 2 or 3 deep. It's almost like giving yourself a plan B, C, and D.
Correct.
Knowing like she should be embarrassed to offer them that little.
Well, I mean, and the other woman offered them. Women are tight with equity. They got a lot of pluses about them, but they're skimpy on giving away shit.
They're close to their equity.
Yeah, they're close to their equity. They keep their equity close to their bosoms, so to speak.
So she talks about stacking her board. I've never heard you say anything about it.
I know, I'm not telling you to do that. A couple of the kids do it. Part of the reason, and I'm not making excuses for it, part of the reason is she found 8 or 9 super qualified people, and she doesn't want to let them go. And she does know boards are in transition. She does know board members leave. And she had one meeting to talk over the deals, and a guy was professional, took her aside and said, I don't agree with this shit. She's lucky, but she has some all right leadership skills. She's lucky the guy didn't say right at the motherfucking meeting, wait a minute, I'd like to, I got 8 million years experience, I've done 42 jillion in deals, and this motherfucker don't hunt. This dog don't hunt. She's lucky that didn't happen, because that's what normally happens. So she dodged that bullet. And that's because her leadership skills are pretty good. But she keeps these guys under a tight rein, as you can tell, because notwithstanding her medical background, she's still the weakest fucking link.
Is it a norm that she talked to the board members so much per day?
No, well, tomorrow and the next day, every 2 to 4 weeks, you need to send out updates to your board members, 2 to 4 weeks. So let's say its average is 3 weeks. And you have a template, you're gonna get a template that says, hi guys. You probably shouldn't say guys, hi guys and gals, whatever it says, I don't know what it says. But hi, this is an update, and you talk about, and it's this is what you've done since the last update, this is what we're working on, these are the deals we have in the pipeline, and any comments would be appreciated. And I like to put 1 or 2 questions at the bottom. I have these questions, I need your input, please respond as quickly as possible. And so so you keep them engaged. And the board members have been doing this a long time. They have a lot of knowledge, and they'll be helpful. And if you're not using them, I mean, one, you'll lose them. But you'll feel embarrassed because you think that you should have done more. So then you'll stretch 3 weeks into 4 weeks into 6 weeks. But the guys that are on the board have been doing deals since you were in diapers. They know these things take time. They know deals fall out of bed. They know people leave. So they're more understanding of why it might take longer. And some of the healthcare deals, like substance abuse, you got to get licenses. And those licenses got to transfer, okay? So normally there's 1 or 2 practitioners in the practice that have the licenses, okay? And as Allah would have it, they're the ones that leave, okay? So you got to make sure at least one of those licenses, and you got to make sure if the license is transferable. Is it transferable person to person, or person to entity, or entity to a person? And different states, they all vary. New Jersey's different than Connecticut, that's different than Texas. But you got to find that out, and that's what your industry experts are for. And they'll be able to tell you. And they always tell you, not always, but mostly they tell you, don't worry about the license, we'll get it. Well, some places 6 months to transfer, okay? And you've got a deal closing August 1. So your license is going to transfer in November, December, and the money's going to stay in escrow. And then who's going to run the business while the money's in escrow? Who really owns the business? And so you don't want that. You want to know about the licenses, and the substance abuse is one, and there's others that the licenses have to transfer. And and a business broker, just don't worry about it. I got it covered. That gives me chills just saying that. The business broker, there's no worries to the business broker. No matter what happens. If a tsunami knocks the fucking building down, don't worry about it.
Just wants a commission.
Correct. Yes, sir. He just wants a commission. And but you got to be careful about the license transfers. There's 2 or 3 states, I think Montana is one of them, where, I mean, you just walk by the office, you throw the shit in the thing, and it's transferred. Okay? But I mean, literally that. I think it's Montana or someplace up there where they're not too, they don't worry about shit like that. But there's only 6 healthcare places in Montana, so I mean, but I mean, in big metropolitan areas, it's a hassle. And sometimes you got to go to school to get it transferred. You got to go to a 3-week or 5-week school, and business brokers don't tell me that part. So then who's going to take 3 weeks out of their life to go to some fucking school? Who's going to draw the short straw? She's at the head of, near the head of her class and getting stuff done. And she's got a full-time job and she's got all those things. I'm sure that if she didn't have a full-time job, I'm not even talking about the 6 kids and all that. I don't know how you do that. But anyway, how you handle that shit. I handle it by being gone. I mean, it was dead easy for me. I was gone. And when I met my grandson recently for the first time, and they put him out there, and he was about 5 months old, I just looked at him, and I didn't put my hands on him. And looked him over, and then, don't you want to hold him? And, oh, okay, like this. And they took a couple of pictures. I wasn't smiling, a couple of pictures, and I kissed him on the forehead and put him back, you know? And then my granddaughter, well, not well with me, you know? What does that mean when they're going like this? But I handled it the wrong way. I was gone. So, anyway, she's doing it well. She's doing it well. And she's got some strong personalities on the board. She's got 2 retired generals. Now, they're not mealy mouths, but even though she's had some hiccups, she's doing it right. She's doing it right. I wouldn't do the equity the way she's doing it, but she'll learn. She'll learn. Any questions about her? Now, we've showed you guys, gals. Who's next that we're going to see? Another. Oh God, we're just stacking up on the gals. When are we seeing Cecil? Tomorrow. Who do we see later today? Peter, a hospital guy. Nothing else about her. We're going to go back to my examples. We're going to go through all the board members, the banks, the accountants, motivated sellers. That's what the rest of the seminar is about. You were going to say something? Anything else? Okay, YouTube. Thank you.